Alright, so we have a hot topic on our hands this morning involving Fortnite. So Epic Games, obviously the creators of Fortnite, have to pay $520 million. $520 million for something they did. Now, of this $520 million, $240 million of it will go back to players. That means some of you may be getting a refund, but it's not exactly what you think. So this involves the company called the FTC, aka the Federal Trade Commission. So basically, if you don't know anything about them, they were founded a long time ago by President Woodrow Wilson. That was way back in 1914. So it's not like it's brand new. This has been around for a long time. And basically they protect the public, or they're supposed to at least, from deceptive or unfair business practices. So most of the time, the FTC is doing good. But some of the time, and in this case in particular, I think they're just trying to line their pockets with money, as you'll soon see. So as you should be aware, all sorts of ages play Fortnite. Under 13, over 30, over 50, you see all variety of people of all ages playing Fortnite. Well, there's some stupid policy out there called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And this sounds all well and dandy, but it's actually one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of in my life. And basically, it backs up horrible parents. Absolutely horrible parents that have no idea what their children are doing. That's what it's out there for. So, for example, I myself have 3 kids. I know what they're doing online. I monitor what they're doing online. I'm a responsible parent. But guess what? Most parents aren't like that. I'm sure some of you are under 13 and your parents have no idea what you're doing online. And that's where the COPPA, aka the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, comes into play. So here's what happened. According to the FTC, Epic Games, with Fortnite, violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. That's what they did. And as a result, they do have to pay that whopping $520 million. So how did they violate it? Let's take a look. So this is from their exact article, and it says they violated this act by failing to notify parents or obtaining consent. So it says the FTC alleged that Epic was aware that many children were playing Fortnite, as shown through surveys, licensing and marketing of Fortnite toys and merchandise, player support, and other company communications, and collected personal data from children without first obtaining parents' verifiable consent. The company also required parents who requested that their children's personal information be deleted to jump through unreasonable hoops and sometimes failed to honor such requests. So this one I can understand. If they were obtaining and using little kids' information, that is definitely a huge no-no. I don't know what they were doing with the information. I don't know how they acquired the information, because what little kid tells the truth? If it asks for your age and you're 10 years old, I doubt you're going to put 10. You'll probably put something that makes you older. But I can understand this one. That's a legitimate complaint if they were somehow using data from little kids. Okay. The next one says default settings harm children and teens. Epic settings enable live on by default text and voice communication for users. The FTC alleges that these default settings, along with Epic's role in matching children and teens with strangers to play Fortnite together, harmed children and teens. Children and teens have been bullied, threatened, harassed, and exposed to dangerous and psychologically traumatizing issues such as suicide while on Fortnite. So again, I can understand this one. So obviously, if your kid is under 13 years old and he's playing Fortnite with strangers, you should be near him or her at all times. If you hear a swear word, you make them get off. If you hear them getting bullied, you make them get off. It's that easy. If you're just letting your under 13-year-old play Fortnite by himself with complete strangers, that's the parent's responsibility. That's not Epic Games' responsibility. That's bad parenting right there. That's why I hate this whole situation. Now, of course, there are nice people out there, such as myself. I don't swear. I've been in matches with kids that definitely were under 13 years of age, and I treated them respectfully. I never said anything bad. I encouraged them. I was the perfect example of how a, quote, stranger should be on the internet. But you've got all these streamers out there that drop the F-bomb left and right, and you get in games with them, and then the people that are toxic on Fortnite. So I can understand this complaint, but again, it's on the parents to not monitor their kids. It shouldn't be on Epic Games. And let me tell you why. Because they fixed this issue, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, but basically they turned it so if you're under 13 years old, your voice chat is going to be off. And guess what? All you have to do is click the on button and you're back where we started. So that doesn't fix anything. If a little kid is going to be playing Fortnite without parental supervision, they can easily turn the setting back on and it'll be just like day one. So that's why I don't think it's Epic Games' fault. It's the parents' fault. It's always the parents' fault. There's some terrible parents out there. So according to the article, some Epic employees expressed concern about these default settings as early as 2017. And they urged the company to change the default settings to require users to opt in for voice chat, citing concerns about the impact on children in particular. Despite this and reports that children had been harassed, including sexually, while playing the game, the company resisted turning off the default settings. And while it eventually added a button allowing users to turn voice chat off, Epic made it difficult for users to find, according to the complaint. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, if you don't know how to turn off voice chat, you shouldn't be playing Fortnite at all. But yes, kids getting sexually harassed in Fortnite, that is unacceptable. And again, if you were a responsible parent, you would have heard such things and made them get off right away. But there are some sick people out there. I've been in Fortnite lobbies where people just say horrific things, homophobic things, racial things, little kids spouting these things off, and I had to talk to them like, hey, don't talk like that. And of course they just blow up even further, dropping all sorts of racial slurs and disgusting things and sexually harassing people. Yeah, it's brutal. That happens in any game, not just Fortnite. How come Fortnite is the only game getting bamboozled by the FTC? Have you ever played Call of Duty? Because I played Call of Duty last week and it was awful. So many horrible things said, and I'm an adult. I can't imagine an under 13-year-old player hearing those things. So it's not just Fortnite. I don't understand why Fortnite is getting the brunt of the blast here. So those were the legitimate complaints. I kind of agree with those. However, listen to this. The next one is about illegal dark patterns. And it says this: the FTC alleged that Epic Games used dark patterns to trick players into making unwanted purchases and allowed children to rack up unauthorized charges without any parental involvement. The complaint alleged that Epic Games, quote, used dark patterns to trick users into making purchases, and it says the company has deployed a variety of dark patterns aimed at getting consumers of all ages to make unintended in-game purchases. Are you kidding me? Fortnite's counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configuration led players to incur unwanted charges based on the press of a single button. For example, players could be charged while attempting to wake the game from sleep mode, what? While the game was in a loading screen, or by pressing an adjacent button while attempting simply to preview an item. These tactics led to hundreds of millions of dollars in unauthorized charges for consumers. Okay, I don't agree with the dark patterns. Why would a dark color scheme or pattern on your screen make you want to buy something? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's a group of 70-year-old old men working at the FTC looking to line their pockets with some stupid reason. I hate that. However, the purchase thing is true, because I accidentally purchased things multiple times, and at the start of the game, you couldn't get a refund. But now, they implemented the refund, they made it harder to do that, and they fixed all these issues. But this is talking about right when the game was released, 2017, 2018. So some of that is legit, but the dark patterns, are you kidding me? I just don't understand that one. Next, they said they charged account holders without authorization. Children and other users who play Fortnite can purchase in-game content such as cosmetics and battle passes using Fortnite's V-Bucks. Up until 2018, Epic allowed children to purchase V-Bucks by simply pressing buttons without requiring any parental or cardholder action or consent. Some parents complained that their children had racked up hundreds of dollars in charges before they realized Epic had charged their credit card without their consent. The FTC has brought similar claims against companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Google for billing consumers millions of dollars for in-app purchases made by children while playing mobile app games without obtaining their parents' consent. Okay, understandable, but guess what? Children wouldn't be putting that credit card information in, so an adult had to place the credit card in. They had to put the numbers in, they had to physically buy something for their kids, and that's where the problem stemmed. So adults would put their credit card in, and then apparently, in some situations, you could just buy again and again without needing to re-enter the credit card information. But guess what? There's an option not to save the card on there or to require a password. So again, it's on the parents. What kind of stupid parents are out there? This drives me crazy. My kids have never done this, and we've been playing Fortnite since day one. If my kids didn't do it and I supervised them, why couldn't other parents do that? I don't understand. So here's a direct quote from one of these dumb parents. This was a real person, and they sent this. "Hello, Epic Games. The charges associated with this account were made without my authorization. This account is associated with my 10-year-old son's account, and I am really disappointed that there is no check and balances that alerted me of these charges. And a 10-year-old can purchase coins worth almost $500 so easily." Coins? Really? This is what I'm talking about. This guy doesn't know his butt from a hole in the ground, and he put his credit card information on his kid's account, who then charged $500, and now he's like, this is dumb. I didn't authorize this. That's stupid. That's on the dad right there, or mom, whoever that is, mom or dad. It's a dumb parent. Now listen to this one. This is another real parent emailing Epic Games. This is from the investigation. Epic Games is swindling parents with unauthorized game purchases, tricking young consumer and using shady practices for billing. I authorized a one-time Epic Games purchase for my 11-year-old son, only to discover Epic Games did not erase my credit card info, and thus my son has been making unauthorized purchases, racking up $140 in less than 8 days after the initial authorized purchase. Again, that's on the parents. That is terrible parenting right there. Why would you put your credit card information in a game and then not double check that it's erased? That's dumb. I get more and more irritated just reading some of these parents' complaints. I mean, these are, ugh. I've never had an issue. Never. I have 3 kids. They all played Fortnite since day one. No issue whatsoever with any of this stuff. Now, the next part is about Epic Games blocking and locking the accounts of people who disputed these charges. So let's say you put your credit card in and your kid racked up $500 and then you tried to dispute those. Well, Epic Games would say, nope, you're not disputing that. We're locking your account. You're banned. So if you disputed a charge, you would be banned. Now this one, I don't know about. I don't agree with the ban, but again, at the same time, it was the parent's responsibility to double check that your credit card information was either password protected or erased after the purchase. So it's on the parents. Then they go on to say that Epic purposefully obscured cancel and refund features to make them more difficult to find. I don't believe that for an instant. There's just a lot of Mickey Mouse bull squash that always falls on the parents' shoulders. The lack of parenting, the lack of parental responsibility. Kids do stupid things all the time, and it's your job as a parent to protect your kids and monitor your kids and be there for your kids. It's just mind-boggling that some parents get away with this. They're terrible parents, and then they go and be the victim and cost people or other companies or businesses lots of money because of their failings as a parent. It just drives me crazy. With all that said, let's talk about the refund now. That's probably why you're watching this video. So like I said, Epic Games has to pay $520 million. $275 million of that will line the pockets of the fat FTC bigwigs over there, and $245 million of that will go back to consumers like you and me. So who is eligible for a refund? Let's take a look. First of all, it's people in the United States only. So if you had a problem child in the UK that spent $1 billion on your credit card and you didn't authorize it in Fortnite, guess what? You get diddly squat. This is for the United States only for some reason. I have no idea why. So these refunds will be available to the following people. Number 1, parents whose children made an unauthorized credit card purchase in the Epic Games Store between January 2017 and November 2018. So about a year when Fortnite first came out. That's the first group of people eligible. Number 2, Fortnite players who were charged in-game currency for unwanted in-game items, such as cosmetics, llamas, or battle passes between January 2017 and September 2022. So I actually fall into this category. I have video proof that I accidentally bought stuff from the item shop by accidentally pressing a button between January 2017 and September 2022. But I can prove it because, like I said, I have a YouTube video showing me accidentally doing that, and I couldn't refund it because there was no refund at the time. But how can everyone else prove it that doesn't have videographic evidence? I don't know. So they're saying if you accidentally bought llamas or battle passes or skins from the item shop between 2017 and 2022, you'll get a bit of this money. And the third group of people, Fortnite players whose accounts were locked between January 2017 and September 2022, after disputing unauthorized charges with their credit card companies. And we already talked about this. Parents were trying to dispute charges that their kids made. Epic Games said, haha, not today, big fella, banned. And then they couldn't play Fortnite ever again, and they didn't get their money back. So those people will be able to get a chunk of this refund as well. So then it says, what will I need to do to get a refund? If you believe that you are eligible for a payment, you don't need to do anything right now. When we have more information about the refund program, we will post updates here and send email notices to customers who paid for in-game purchases. So I'm sure eventually we'll see some of this money, but right now it's at the FTC's discretion, which means they could pay you tomorrow or they could never pay you at all. It's at their discretion. Now, I have been in lawsuits like this before, not with video games, but other companies. And it sounds like a lot of money. $245 million. Wow, we're going to get a lot of money from this. And it ends up being like $2, $3, $5.50. It's so minuscule that you're not going to get much at all. So at this point in time, we have no way of knowing exactly how many people were involved in this. But back when Fortnite first came out, there were millions upon millions upon millions of people playing. And I'm sure this group of people that are eligible for the refund is astronomical. So like I said, the 240 million turns out to be pocket change when all is said and done and people finally get the trickle-down effect of this big lawsuit. I'd be surprised if we got more than $10, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. We'll just have to wait and see. And I'll update you when we do find out more. But I doubt it's going to be much at all. Maybe they'll throw us some in-game compensation. That would be kind of cool. But I feel like Epic Games just got the short end of the stick here, and they're being made an example of, when in actuality, it all falls down onto the parents' responsibility and lack of parenting. So there you go. I think I explained everything, hopefully, to make sense to everyone. There you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator code, which is Tabor time.